Hello everybody, how are you? And a huge welcome to this week's episode of Domain TV. So as ever, get super comfortable whether you're watching this live or on replay, and I'm going to fill you in on something extraordinary that's just happened. I haven't even had a chance to tell the domain leaders yet because it's literally just happened. I'm going to tell you a little bit more, or quite a bit more, about Multiverse Discovered, access all areas as well. So get really comfy, and for those of you that are new or who don't know, we do these every Friday. They're about half an hour or so, sometimes they run a bit longer, and we're cataloguing them all. So you're able to watch previous episodes of Domain TV on the website, sarahmorganglobal.com, because these are also serving a little bit like Domain Diaries. In sort of 2, 5, 10, 20 years time, we're going to be able to look back at all of the progression we've been making in terms of understanding incredible new knowledge about our Earth, about history, about our multiverses, all through leveraging domain energetics and understanding why we would want to get this insight and knowledge. That's kind of something I want to talk about this week as well, because last night I was kind of being flowed to the sort of question that some of you might be asking, which is, but why would we want to know about life elsewhere in the multiverse? Why would we want to know about other solar systems or other physical humans? And it's because it always actually connects back to us here on Earth, and this is really wondrous to understand. So as I've been sharing new insight about bird life as one example over the last couple of episodes of Domain TV, whenever I'm flown that understanding by domain, there's a connection back to Earth that's really important. So the birds in these other parts of the multiverse have derivative energy sequencing from birds on Earth because Earth is original. Okay, and so that's why it's not only wondrous and inspiring and uplifting to get this kind of knowledge and understanding about what else is out there, but it's got a real kind of relatability factor that underpins it, but also usability, because if we go back to domain energetics basics, domain stores energy sequencing of all things, and energy sequencing is what is the foundation of anything that exists, whether it's physical or non-physical. Nothing would be without energy sequencing. Like, I'm made up of a particular, like, trillions of sets of energy sequences. You are, our energy sequences are different and unique. And so domain is like this incredible energetic database of energy sequencing for us to leverage and use to help us and to expand our horizons and to experience really expansive living, because we're not just confined to Earth any longer. Energetically, we've got a whole multiverse out there, and multiverses that we can energetically explore and discover. But why would we want to? So bringing it back to the example of birds, it's like, actually, that's really interesting. Those birds actually have derivative sequencing from birds here on Earth. And likewise, we might be able to take some of the sequencing of other birds on other planets to help birds on this planet. Do you see what I mean? So there's always that beautiful connection and understanding that goes further than just the knowledge that we're being given. It's like when we've been talking around other solar systems. Last week I was talking about seeing a green hydrogen sun elsewhere in our multiverse, within another universe where there's a solar system that supports physical life there as well. And the understanding I was being given, not only was it wondrous to see it, because we can't see these things with telescopes, when we're theorizing, that's one thing. It's great to theorize and imagine, but when you're seeing it with your mind's eye, when domain is feeding you this imagery and you're understanding it because you're being fed it from domain, that's the tangibility bit. That's the bit that's really, really tangible. And so when you're seeing that, it's wondrous, but also the understanding that, I was receiving last week, which was like, what? Was around how the energy sequencing of that sun could help our Earth in terms of remedying holes in the ozone layer, but also flows around of where our sun is heating, potentially in the future we can take sequencing from this green hydrogen sun elsewhere and apply that via domain. Domain will always lead. Domain's harmonious for all. It's never going to flow sequencing that would cause any damage or anything bad. It knows what to flow that is harmonious for all. It could flow our sequencing to help with that if we decided we wanted to use it in that way at any point in the future. And so you're kind of opening up, or you are literally opening up, incredible new opportunities and solutions and experiences and insight for our Earth. And so this is why we would want to know what's out there. And I've just done actually a typed post around it and a short reel. Like, this is why it's important for us to know what we're truly a part of. And one thing that's really wondrous that's just happened, which I'm really excited to share and document here, because again, I'll be able to refer back to this, we'll be able to refer back to this date in years to come. Friday the 14th of February, Valentine's Day, 2025. I've been feeling for the last couple of weeks, and I've been sharing here, how it's imminent that via domain we're going to be able to start connecting with other physical humans in other parts of our multiverse. So other physical humans living on planets with life in other universes within our multiverse. They're out there, and again, potentially not everyone's ready to hear this, but many of you here are ready to hear this, and there's many others out there that are ready to hear this as well, and are excited to explore this and kind of go on this energetic kind of quest together with domain, where we're going to continue to understand and explore more. And so what's just happened this morning is I could really feel, this is how domain feels when it's trying to get your attention to flow something to you. I could really feel domain kind of saying, kind of sit down, tune in, connect to me. So I connected to domain, and really wondrously, and it's, like I say, so beautiful to document, I connected to a physical human on another planet that I referenced, actually, I think it was last week or the week before, called Dog Eat Bala. Now, this planet was first introduced by Fifth Dimension Earth. It's a planet that I've connected to in the past for other reasons, not actually in connection to domain. But this morning I was connecting to it via domain, and I was energetically connecting to another physical human that was on that planet. So it was a male. His name is spelt SVX, and it's pronounced Svan. So if you think about how it would be pronounced, SVAAN, Svan. And what was incredible was just that mutual, it could move me to tears, that mutual recognition that we were connecting to each other energetically, because of course we can't physically reach one another because we're in different universes, but that physical connection. And it was different because you guys know, if you followed me for a long time, through the shifts and changes in my energetic journey, I've done a lot with non-physical energies, like non-physical guides. I've done a lot with higher selves. So I've known that, of course, there's higher selves in other parts of the multiverse that are, of course, supporting their physical human incarnations, but I've never, until this morning, it's very emotional, had a direct connection with a physical human elsewhere in our multiverse, and it's happened today. And so the first experience of that was feeling that beautiful connection and just enjoying that. This is how I normally roll anyway. If I connect to an energy that's non-physical, that's new for the first time, I just really enjoy that connection. I don't rush out of it. And his eyes kind of seemed lit up with excitement. Like, we were both just like, we're doing it. And to describe how he looked, it took a while to kind of get that sort of clarity. He was kind of shorter and stockier, almost like sandy yellow / orangey coloured hair, big freckles, bigger than the freckles that we have here on Earth, and greenish coloured eyes. And I got the knowing that he's very outsidey, very kind of outdoorsy. And then I got the knowing from domain, and this is what's fascinating to understand and uncover as well, like, it's so juicy, that actually they're much more outdoorsy on Doggy Bola. So obviously on Earth we're in houses a lot. Now, not always, but there is something about physical building structures being very common, potentially not in all parts of the world, but as we've developed here on Earth as a human race, that's definitely something that's become more and more prominent. Whereas I was getting connected to for Svan and other physical humans on Dogit Balar. I still can't believe I'm sharing this. I just need to take a moment. It's so exciting that they're far more outdoorsy. They don't kind of live inside buildings. They're much more natural. And so what I also wrote down and had an understanding of as well is actually there's been far less destruction to the environment on Dogit Balar, because of course they're not sort of, as an example, cutting down trees to build things. It's much more natural, it's much more balanced. Now, of course, Earth also is older. Earth is very much connected, like the physical human soul design on Earth, again, as explained by Fifth Dimension Earth, is very much about desire. So we are kind of, in our soul designs, very much about creating and building new. But of course, we've kind of gone off balance, and we want to kind of literally bring that balance back to Earth, where we can create in a way that isn't destructive or harmful. Now, not everyone's creating in a way that is destructive and harmful, but we do know there's a lot going on across the world in different areas that we do want to harmonise and rebalance. And so I didn't explore much further beyond that, because I don't necessarily want to rush and do it all in one go. It's like, I'm going to keep being drip fed more insight and more knowing through Domain, because that's how it works. And this brings me on to why working with Domain is so pioneering. I know we always say it, but it literally is, because we're doing things that other humans aren't proactively doing. We're doing things that we can also teach your energy how to do. And that's a really key point as well. You know that I always talk about this. It's not about me or, you know, just certain people being able to do this. This is about everyone that wants to, you know, like my energy can train your energy to do exactly the same. And so this is another reason why I have the kind of coaching offerings in place that I have, and why I have the book in place as well. All of these things to help train your energy to work with Domain as well. And so this morning's been a very exciting, wondrous morning. I haven't really let it sink in. I think when I go out and walk Bell later, it will percolate much more what's actually just happened, because I don't know what more is going to open up from there, but I know that a lot more will open up. But it's not for me to try and predict what will open up. It will just naturally unfold in its beautiful way. And so this kind of leads me on really nicely to also then talking about Multiverse Discovered, this docu-series that I'm now filming, which you know about. But I said last week in Domain TV, there's something coming that's really exciting I want to share with you. I'll share it with you this week, and it is the fact that we have created Access All Areas, AAA or AAA passes, to behind the scenes. So as I'm receiving all of this knowledge and insight myself, I am creating a docu-series and compiling different videos of receiving that I'm doing, and I'm creating Access All Areas passes. So for those of you that would like to come on the journey with me behind the scenes, you can do so. So you don't have to wait for the docu-series to come out. You'll be seeing footage weekly that I'm recording, uncut, unedited. You'll see it kind of raw and real and pure. You'll see that footage and you'll get to see it week on week. Plus, you'll get to interact with myself and other Access All Areas pass holders when we can weekly discuss like what I've been uncovering, and you can ask me questions so that we can go even deeper and discover deeper as well. There's lots of other benefits to being an AA pass holder, so you can learn more at sarahmorganglobal.com/AAA. But these are kind of two main elements. And then another really important element, if you have an Access All Areas pass, is that my energy, just naturally, by you being an AAA pass holder, your energy will naturally start to receive your own flows of insight from Domain as well, and your own imagery that will be different to what I'm understanding, because there's endless out there. And so that's going to be really beautiful for those of you that are like, you're interested at what else is out there. But actually what I'm understanding more and more is, it's not that you're just kind of interested in exploring other planets and stuff. You're interested in exploring everything that's out there and how it interconnects with us. That's like the kind of deepness of it. That's the kind of really juicy part of it. It's beautiful, of course, to discover other solar systems, of course. But when you've got that, but this is how it connects back to us, and this is how we could actually benefit from that knowledge. It's knowledge that brings us benefit, and it's knowledge that brings us new possibilities, new horizons, boundless possibilities. Boundless is a word that I keep being kind of flowed to say with Domain. It's like, it's boundless. There's no kind of end point. There's always, because if you think about it as well, every planet with life on is evolving and advancing like we are. So there's always more new. And so Multiverse Discovered Access All Areas passes are going to give you insight into everything that we're learning behind the scenes and putting into the docuseries, which, by the way, is not going to be spoken about publicly on social media. It's going to be confidential, because we're going to give you examples here on social media, of course, but what we talk about in the docuseries will be confidential. And so AA pass holders that are coming through so far are excited at this. They're happy to even sign an agreement saying, like, everything that we share is confidential and will only be spoken about in the AAA pass members area or pass holders area. So there will be a private area in the School of Domain Energetics where AAA pass holders can share what flows they might be getting, ask questions, watch all of the footage that I'm recording, and have that real kind of AAA experience. AAA energy is awesome, and the energy of it and experience of it and interaction with it is incredible. So Multiverse Discovered Access All Areas is a biggie for us right here, right now, because you know, we're going to be able to drop incredible new knowledge out to humanity when the docuseries comes out, that no one has consciously come to understand and share in this way. So there are, you know, those I've worked with already that are doing incredible things with Domain, but Multiverse Discovered and these kind of new flows of insight, because there's always more, they're going to be new. Like, even for me this morning, having that first experience of a connection with another physical human, that's new, because we're always developing and learning more and more and more new. So these are going to be new flows that are going to be really, God's just saying, utterly joyful for humanity, because there is a lot out there as well around, what's out there? Is it a bit scary? Should we be afraid of it? Would it be not good energy? But actually, the understanding I'm always being flowed is, it's beautiful. Just think about other humans like us in other parts of the multiverse wanting to discover and connect and better their horizons, their lives, where they're living also. So it is such a beautiful thing. So today's episode of Domain TV is one that feels like a really beautiful, special one, given on what we've experienced this morning. So if you have any questions about Multiverse Discovered Access All Areas, feel free to reach out. Passes are now available. In fact, I am being told I should actually tell you what the first AA pass is actually about. So there's kind of 3 themes initially that we're going to be developing for the docuseries, and the first pass is for the first theme, and that first theme is wildlife, animal life, plant life, life elsewhere. And so that includes nature. I'm already feeling things coming through now. They're going to give us more insight around that, you know, life elsewhere, not human life, nature, plant and wildlife, okay? Human life will be another theme, and another theme will be solar systems. We're starting off, the first pass is around life elsewhere, so nature, plant and wildlife. And if you think about what we've been introducing and discovering over the last couple of weeks, like bird life elsewhere, there's more than just bird life, of course. We know we don't have to tell you that. But think of like, this is, how can I describe an Access All Areas Pass? It's like, imagine being able to go behind the scenes with David Attenborough as he's recording about wildlife on Earth and the wonder of that, and take that feeling and now put that into the realm of a Multiverse Discovered Access All Areas Pass, because you're gonna get to see and experience wildlife, nature, plant life elsewhere in our multiverse that humans haven't encountered before, that hasn't been shared before. We're going to be able to share it. You're going to get to experience all of that and have that really kind of close, up close and personal, intimate experience. You're going to be part of an AAA pass holder crew. How flipping cool is that? And many of you know, if you've worked with me before, that I always just say, we're so lucky. Like, I used to work in, PR, as many of you know, and I loved that at the time. But what I love now is like, I get to do this. I get to like see incredible new things about our multiverse. That's just what I do as a big part of my day each day. And I feel so lucky to do that. And so often when I'm on calls with others, I'm like, how lucky are we right now? Let's just take a moment. We're on a call receiving and learning and understanding about this stuff. There's no one else around the planet that's doing exactly what we're doing right now, because we're doing it in such a wondrous leading edge way. We're leveraging domain energetics. Domain energetics is what is flowing this to us. And so, of course, as we always say, domain energetics will become more well known over time. But right now, it's like, we're so lucky. Well, anyone's lucky if they're using domain energetics, even in like 100 years' time, where they're way more known about consciously. You're still so lucky because we get to do so much awesome stuff with it. But right now, it really is such a special time. So imagine with the AA passes as well, our weekly discussions coming together, being like, my gosh, this is the footage that we've created this week. This is what we've come to understand. Share your flows if you want to, if you've been coming to understand stuff as well. Ask us questions. Discover deeper with us. It's almost like the other thing I was being shown the other day, like Captain Cook and his crew, and he was discovering new islands and therefore new life or new islands. It's like, we're going to kind of be like that. We're going to be this really cool AAA crew that are discovering so much, and also not really knowing where domain's always going to take us, because domain will flow us what we're needing to know at that time. So even for me, I don't know exactly what domain is going to keep flowing. There is that real element of surprise and delight, but that kind of real kind of behind the scenes VIP exciting feel that's so much fun and so very, very loving. So Multiverse Discovered Access All Areas is going to be flipping cool. I think that's probably the best way I can describe it. It's just going to be really cool. There's not going to be pressure on you to learn or any of that. You're going to be able to just really sit back, drink up the content we're sharing, enjoy, ask questions, probably start getting your own flows as well if that feels good to you. And it's just going to be flipping rocking. That's the word I'm getting now as well. So it's going to be flipping cool. So as we said, you can learn more at sarahmorganglobal.com/AAA. So we love you so much. This is everything we wanted to share this week. An important day if we think about what has just happened with human contact elsewhere. We love pioneering in this way. We love it. We love sharing this true energy that is breathtaking, that is jaw-dropping, perhaps incredulous to some people. We love sharing this because we share it with truth, love, passion and joy and utter belief and just thrill and enlightenment. I can't list off enough words, basically. Hi, Kerry, darling. So we love being able to share this with you. We love the journey that we're on. We love that Multiverse Discovered AAA is going to be like this incredible exhibition and voyage. And this is just the first pass that's starting. We're going to be starting to really share content around that first AA pass within the AA pass private members area from the 3rd of March. So you've still got time if you want to book an exploration call or you want to ask me any questions. We're kind of just going to spend the next couple of weeks kind of herding up, trying to think of the right phrase, those energies that want to come and be a part of this incredible Multiverse Discovered Access All Areas crew. It's going to be flipping awesome. So we love you. Have a beautiful week. This time next week, I will be up in London for the day with some of the domain leaders actually. So I will try and record something beforehand, but if there isn't an episode next week, there will be the following week, just to give you a bit of a heads up. But any questions, just reach out. As always, we love what we're doing here. We love what you guys are doing here, those of you that are embracing domain energetics and working with them yourself. It's such a beautiful time. It's such a beautiful energetic movement that we're creating. And we're literally opening up endless new opportunities for humanity here on Earth and indeed across all that is. So it's just flipping exciting. So what a time to live, as we always say. We love you. We'll see you very, very soon. Thank you for being awesome and extraordinary. Mwah.